Yo. So the scene starts with Spider-Man pulling up on Electro, and my dog Andrew's out here looking clean. As much as I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I think Andrew might have him beat when it comes to the suits. So Electro's having his version of a crash out, shutting off all the power in the city. And okay, I guess that's something. Like, oh no, Electro, don't turn off all the lights. At least this way we don't have to see any more Zoe plant streams. Electro shoots a charge, but Spider-Man dodges it elegantly before landing on top of these water pipes and using them to hose Electro, which again is low-key smart because he knows that water is one of Electro's biggest weaknesses. Kevin Durant can't relate. My son ain't seen water in 5 years. That nigga's ankle shedding like snake skin. Now Electro starts playing lockdown defense on Spider-Man as he flashed up, shooting a charge at the water and blasting Peter. We then see Spider-Man recovering as he kicks Electro across the face. Got bro out here hitting a drunken fist. Oh nah, you are not Rock Lee. Now one thing I can say about these amazing Spider-Man movies is that they know how to do a fight. As bad as the writing is sometimes, and I mean it's really bad, their fights always have peak CGI. Because look at this scene of Electro trying to blast Spider-Man. Like, y'all cannot tell me this ain't clean. So Spider-Man rocks Electro across the head, sending him flying. And this definitely gave bro a concussion and multiple brain injuries, which is bad because something was already off about him in the first place. That nigga got saved by Spider-Man one time and automatically thought they were best friends. And I mean, he was actually obsessed, straight glazing him how folks do with LeBron. So Spider-Man hits a slingshot and tackles Electro. He asks him if he was ready to throw in the towel, but Electro hits him with the secret O, opening his mouth and using his breath against Pete. And I know that shit smelled crazy. Got bro smelling the Grinch and burnt rubber. Pete kicks Electro off him and shoots out a web connecting the two, which is normally bad because you don't want to be connected to his electricity. But when Electro sends his shocks at Pete, they do no damage. Like a Neon and Jack Daughtery fight. That shit was weak, and it was all thanks to Gwen Stacy, who told Pete to magnetize his webs before the fight. Nah, you telling me she's bad and smart? Pete slams Electro on his head, creating a boom, and this temporarily shuts down Electro's powers. Now you would think that Electro took the most damage in this situation, considering that bro just got slammed on his head, but that was not the case, as we see him flashed up and rocking Peter. And what do you even do in this situation? Like, look at how he's moving. Bro is actually cooking. If Electro was truly evil and wanted to do actual harm, he would have easily been top 5 movie villains. Like, he's already top 5 in abilities alone. Too bad Sony had literal 5th graders writing this movie. Now right here, Electro starts doing Spider-Man crazy, hitting him with a 3-piece combo straight out of Popeyes. He then sends him flying for the self alley, and nah, he got Spider-Man out here fighting for his life. Nah, why they out here doing my goal like that? It should have been Hawkeye instead. So Pete tries to swing away but gets caught in the charge. Then Electro fries him, causing him to tweak out, and all I can do is shake my head. This Electro is a C-list villain with S-rank powers. This is what you call a smurf. Now it's not looking too good for Pete. With the city on the line, my dog is getting cooked. And right when you think Pete's done, a police car shows up hitting Electro. We then see that it's fine shit Gwen Stacy, which is a W girlfriend, I can't lie. Showing up to save your boyfriend in a death battle is true loyalty. Now my only issue is that she didn't drive off after hitting Electro, as we see Pete and Gwen having an argument mid-battle. And just look at how stressed my guy Peter is. He literally webbed Shotty to a car and told her not to come, and yet here she is arguing with him mid-fight. I'm telling y'all, women always pick the worst time to argue. Gotta give it to them. They're literally top tier rage baiters. So after losing the debate with his Shotty, Pete decides to let her help. He plans to throw the lob and it's Gwen's job to finish it. But before getting started, Pete sees Gwen's dad, remembering that he promised to stay away from Gwen before he died. Nah, that's like me promising to come off the bunnies. Brother, that ain't happening. Electro pulls up but gets weaved. Then we see Pete locking in while looking elegant. I'm telling y'all, if it's one thing they got right with these movies, it was definitely the fights. You genuinely see how tough Spider-Man is every second he cooks. So Gwen walks in to reset the grid, but notices that these two men got fried. And now that I think about it, Electro probably has caught so many bodies in this movie. Like, not even Kirk Connors had this many casualties. We then see Spider-Man and Electro putting up a 5-star classic, an absolute banger, as Pete continues swinging and dodging Electro's attacks. Mind you, whole time this is happening, there's 2 planes about to crash into each other, all because Electro shut off the power. Gwen's about to reset the grid and needs Pete to stall for a little while longer, and we see that my goat does exactly that. As he dodges Electro's attacks, webs him up like these, dodges again, and tanks Electro's charge, all while attempting to conduct Electro's shocks. Nah, we ain't never seen Andrew move like this. It's most definitely because Gwen's watching. Done gave bro +10 attributes at every step, so Pete gives Gwen the signal to reset the grid, which could ultimately sacrifice him for the greater good. happen. She flips the switch, frying Pete and Electro. Then we see the city regaining its power supply and Electro being overloaded. He then explodes, meaning that Electro's act of terrorism has come to an end. And after the two planes regain power, they successfully dodge each other. Can't lie, Pete and Gwen were actually cooking here. So Pete's all happy, telling Gwen that she still has time to make her flight, because apparently these two are moving to England to build a new life. But Pete's spidey senses go off, meaning that something's wrong. They look up in the air and sees Green Goblin pulling up for smoke. And I already know some of you are like,
oh, what is that?
But hear me out. I actually like this version of Goblin. Now it's obviously nowhere near as good as the OG, but it's got its own creative spin to it. Like, I gotta respect him for trying to be different here. Now my biggest issue is the reasoning behind Goblin's crash out, being that he's mad because he's dying and Spider-Man won't give him none of his blood. Like, nigga, it's not yours. Bro was really in that bit like, you're a fraud, Spider-Man. All because he was looking out for him. Mind you, this is the aftermath of him getting what he wanted. The exact reason Pete said no. Now Harry takes a look at Gwen, then one look at Pete, realizing that it wasn't just Spider-Man who told him no, it was his best friend, and this made him tweak out even more. Now despite getting the venom he wanted, Harry still decides to backdoor Pete as he snatches his milk and takes off running. And just look at the smile on bro's face. This man is having the time of his life, torturing his own best friend. Nah, it really be your own man's. They head to the clock tower and Pete's trying his hardest to web the glider, but Harry's just laughing while going around in circles. Nah, I just know Pete was in shambles over here like,
what the fuck, stop playing, what the fuck, stop playing, what the fuck is that?
They try to get through to Harry, but bro is long gone. So Pete tells him that his beef is with him and not Gwen. Then he asks Harry to let her go, which was probably the worst choice of words in this situation, because Harry drops her from 1,000 feet in the air. Spider-Man catches Gwen and crashes through the clock tower. Then Harry decides to be an absolute menace as he drops a bomb next to them. Nah, bro lucky he ain't have to deal with Bully Maguire. I'm telling y'all, he would've gave Harry something decent. Pete rolls over as the bomb explodes, causing Gwen to hang on for dear life. He then lowers Gwen to safety, but Goblin pulls up for smoke. And I still can't believe what I'm watching, because he's tweaking out for absolutely no reason at all. The most pointless crash out of all time. Pete dodges, webbing Harry to a pole and flipping away. Now Gwen is standing on a completely still gearhead, like it's not even moving in the slightest. And what does she do? She jumps onto the one that's turning. Meanwhile, we got Pete on Harry's back, webbing him to a wall before kicking Harry, then swinging around for another kick. And this sends Harry head first into the post, knocking him out. Nah, he got hit with that same shit as James Franco. I'm sick. Now, do y'all remember that turning gearhead that Gwen was on earlier? Well, she's still on it. Like, why are you just standing there? Harry's glider comes down crashing and this almost packs Gwen up, but luckily Pete comes in for the save. And I'm not gonna lie, this nigga Harry might be the biggest hater of all time, because while Pete's trying to reel in Gwen, Harry comes in out of nowhere and they get right back to boxing. Goblin chokes on Spider-Man going for the stab, but Spidey dodges, goes for the headbutt, and hooks Goblin. Worst part about this whole thing is that Harry's enjoying it. This is his best friend since childhood, by the way, and he's enjoying the fact that he's suffering. Yeah, nah, I would've had to put Harry down right here. He goes for the stab but gets his hand webbed. Then he tries choking Peter but gets cooked, as Spider-Man shoots a web past his head, wrapping it around his neck before locking in a choke. One thing you can't say about Andrew Spider-Man is that he didn't give it his all. This man is doing everything in his power to avoid losing Gwen. Now the web that's holding Gwen is about to snap, so he sticks his foot in between the gears, hoping that he can clutch up for the win. But things take a turn for the absolute worst, as the gear breaks, causing the web to snap. Oh my goodness, dog, it's over with. The entire set comes down crashing as Harry gets knocked out, and now all we see is Gwen falling to her death. To save his milk, Spider-Man locks in like never before, hitting a quick time event to get his web through traffic and finally attaching it to Gwen. Now my first time seeing this, I knew nothing about the comics, so I knew for a fact he would save Gwen, not a doubt in my mind. He grabs onto the nearest pole, but it was too late, as Gwen's head smacks the concrete, which ultimately results in her death. Peter holds her up and is begging for her to still be alive, but blood drips from her nose, confirming that she didn't survive. And the scene ends with Peter breaking down because my dog just lost the love of his life. Oh my gosh, bro, I'm in tears. So that's gonna be the end of the vid, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. We just hit 30K, and I appreciate y'all so much. I really do love y'all, and I hope this vid made y'all's day better. Follow my IG at PlayMadeLeak to stay in touch, and I'm out. Playmade forever.
We so proud of them, yeah. Did that shit again, yeah. I'm all proud of them, yeah. Can't go broke again, yeah. We got hella racks, yeah. We so proud of them, yeah. Did that shit again.